the re-release, or sorry, the remastering, I should say, of the 3 and 4 Musketeers, the Richard Lester films from the 1970s. And Mark, you've seen them, you've reviewed them. Tell us about them.
You bet your sweet ass I have, Tom.
I love these movies. I can't wait to hear you talk about them. I love them.
Yes. And I mean, they're like bonds, aren't they? You know, for people of a certain age, they were your childhood. They were rainy bank holidays. They were Sunday afternoon TV staples. You know, for your mum, it had, that lovely Richard Chamberlain, Dr. Kildare. Oh, he was lovely. You know, for your dads, there was Ollie Reed, just literally drinking anything that wasn't nailed down. And for everyone else, there was just Frank Finlay being just outrageously boisterous. And, you know, you only need to look at Pirates of the Caribbean to basically see where did this blockbuster, japery sort of feel good action adventure with the lols and all that, where did it come from? Well, 50 years ago, it came from Alexander Dumas, and it came from the Salkins.
Alexander Dumas? Oh, come on, Mark.
Look, does it sound like I can speak French? Très bien.
Non mercy.
So as I put in the review, it's interesting. What's more interesting about it is the two films may originally have started life as one film. No one told the actors until they found out they were starring in a second film. So if anyone who thought the days of bloated blockbusters splitting films into two to maximize box office profits started with the likes of Twilight and the Hunger Games, forget it. 50 years ago, Richard Lester was doing it, and he was doing it first and better than everyone else. Yes, the two films are very, very different, which is incredibly bizarre, especially when you watch them almost back to back. To think that they could have been one film, totally, they're absolutely miles apart. The first film, the whole story is about retrieving the Queen of France's necklace from her lover. That's it. It's got Spike Milligan, it's got Roy Kinnear, it's got Raquel Welch being absolutely hilarious and just falling over. It is a knockabout japathon of the highest caliber. Everyone is having an absolute blast, and it's brilliant. And then the sequel comes about, and suddenly England and France are at war. Suddenly, Spike Milligan's nowhere to be seen. Roy Kinnear's in it for about 30 seconds. And that jape, that lark-about tone is completely gone. It's been replaced with some real darkness, both narratively and character-wise. Oliver Reed in this, it gives you a peek behind the curtain, and there is a real sense that the melancholy he is talking about is him. And it's, you know, in between all that, it's not a dour misery fest, the Four Musketeers, at all. It's got lashings of explosive set pieces, and it is the action spectacular that, interestingly, the first one wasn't. The first one was much more about the character interactions, the comedy, the wit. The second one is about the darkness and the spectacle. So again, hey, George Lucas, you know, Empire Strikes Back to Star Wars, Lester had your back, mate, honestly. So the two films, I think they are uproariously entertaining. They are fun, they are light, even when it is dark, even when unexpected deaths strangely occur. And as a pair, it's just glorious nostalgic entertainment. It's great fun, the pair of them. The 4K discs, though, however, now, the first thing to note is Studio Canal are going to Studio Canal. Whatever the release, whatever they want, they're going to do their thing. And their thing in this case is teal. Cyan, whatever you want to call it, that strange turquoise-ish wash that they seem to apply to some of their releases. When they get it wrong, they get it really wrong. Red Sonja and Cat's Eye might as well have been shot with a turquoise filter stuck in front of it. When they don't get it so wrong, you get something like King Kong 76, where it's noticeable, but it's not egregious. Now, what's interesting here is both films have got a very similar restoration applied. 4K restoration of the original camera negative. But the Three Musketeers, the teal is just about noticeable, but it's more a sort of in passing. Up the odd rough suddenly looks a little bit turquoise. But the Four Musketeers, it's a lot more noticeable, the real push. And I think it's probably towards the end of the Four Musketeers. You start to see variations in the teal in the image. It goes dark, it goes light, it goes dark, it goes light. So it's much more noticeable. So that being said, the rest of the restorations are absolutely gorgeous. You only have to go online to have a look at how badly the films have been served by previous home releases. And these are light years ahead of those in terms of detail, in terms of grain management, in terms of everything else. So I'm not a fan of slapdashing a bit of teal on everything. However, when you see how really badly these films looked before, I'm going to give certainly the Three Musketeers a pass because it is light years ahead of what we've ever had. Four Musketeers, I knocked it down a point in terms of scoring just because it was so much more noticeable for me. But I will say again, if the last time you saw these was on your 4x3 CRT TV with your mum and dad on a bank holiday Monday back in '87, these things are going to blow your socks off. So still massively recommended. So yeah, have at it, people.
What about director's intent, Mark? What if Richard Lester wanted it to look like it was filmed in the Caribbean Ocean?
Well, why wouldn't he?
There you go. So therefore, 10 out of 10.
No, they're great fun. The discs are, apart from that teal thing, these are really, really good remasters. So I say have at it.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch them again. I think the last time that I saw both of them was as a teenager, but prior to that, I must have seen them 10 or 12 times because I loved them as a kid. And like you say, watching them on a rainy bank holiday with your parents. What happened to the times when these things used to be on TV like every other week? I mean, not really every other week, but often enough for me to have seen it numerous times without having a VHS copy of it. So
yes,
it feels like a bygone era now, doesn't it? That you just chuck the TV on and suddenly there would be like this masterpiece that you could watch on Sunday afternoon.
Definitely.
Oh no, am I getting nostalgic?
You are. Oh, quick, stick Afterlife on.